live is Shankar, CEO and co-founder of Green Earth Blockchain Token. Welcome back, Shankar.
Hi, Nick. Thank you very much for having me and my Green Earth blockchain team on your channel. This is our preferred channel to share updates month after month, and really good to be back. We have some new updates to share, and we can cover them in this call today.
Yeah, I'm really excited and we're gonna dive into it. But as usual, we'll start with the markets because it's October and Bitcoin made some really nice moves. You shared this chart with me.
Yeah,
What can you tell us?
yeah, you could. Yeah, that's a yeah. Let's talk about that chart for a couple of minutes. That's the Bitcoin weekly chart, and currently Bitcoin is at 34,400 level. Uh, so as you can see, it has uh, been making, this is weekly chart, keep in mind. Okay, so after making a base in the November December period around 15,000 16,000 level, it has come back in a very decisive way, and it has then been moving with the higher highs and higher lows, which is technically very bullish, where it's not coming to retest the lows and constantly making a new high, then again consolidating and then making a new high without really going down. So a lot of people who were saying Bitcoin 10K and below, they have no place to post their messages now, because we are far from there after establishing the support at 16K and 17K, and we have done 34K, literally double of where the support was. And 34K was also the target that we gave in our system when it was at 17K to the people who subscribe to that service of ours, where it, and we also posted on Twitter that Bitcoin is very strong buy at 16 17K. In fact, the message I remember I posted a few times was below 20K it's a strong buy for target 27K and 30K. And so those two have come. 34K has also come. Now, as you can see on the indicator below, that's a momentum indicator called CCI, and that is basically just hit on the upper band. So that is actually a good news, because typically that momentum reaching that high indicates a real internal strength as well. So so let's see. I would say that it's positive for the entire crypto industry with Bitcoin moving up. And as we have seen in the past, after a lag, many of the good altcoin projects also go in the same direction.
But
So, so we
Shankar,
should, yeah,
could you speak to the fact that people like Robert Prechter and Alessio Rastani, they are kind of worried that the stock market is going the opposite way, and because they're usually correlated, doesn't that
yes,
bode ill?
yes. In fact, I was about to come to that. That what could be the reasons for this up move in Bitcoin in the last 15 days, last 2 weeks, right? We have two green candles there in weekly, so 2 weeks from about 30K level to 35K level. Uh, there were some reports about a large amount of short covering that took place. About 1.5 billion worth of short positions were squared and got squared in losses. So typically, we have seen from our market experience that some of the fastest upside moves like this one, they come with short covering. So they are not really linked with fundamentals, but they are very uh, tactical and technical moves. Because in the past we had no derivative trading on Bitcoin. In that case, it would be purely Bitcoin rising by itself. But now we have derivative positions in futures options, and those options, if we are talking about 1.5 billion worth of positions which got squared, which means that it was a sizable short covering which required this kind of movement. So we don't know, because often markets move up like that, sharp moves come like that. So uh, all I would say is that if it's fundamentally strong here, then it'll keep moving up gradually. But even if it doesn't, and if it starts coming off with new red candles over the next few weeks, uh, the overall setup has been established. Is not just for this weeks that one would get bullish on Bitcoin uh, or just stay away. The setup on the total is positive since November, December onwards. So I would say that as long as that 16, 17K is holding, one can go on accumulating Bitcoin. And I think the good news is that we have observed that Dogecoin always catches up in performance to Bitcoin, and
Yeah.
in fact, it surpasses Bitcoin on every time frame. So if the if that has not rallied so far, then those could be used for buying. And I would say that that will be a far better strategy to use an instrument which has not rallied yet, but which always finally beats Bitcoin in the gains.
Yeah. Yeah. And of course, this is not financial advice. This is
Yeah.
purely
So
educational.
yeah, but yeah, it is not a so the way to see it is it's not a 1 week or 2 week move which will make or break uh, Bitcoin or the crypto. It's recovering from some of the deep downturns of last year. Many coins are still very down. So it's still a period where one should just go carefully. Lot of uncertainty also is there, which because of which the equity markets are down because
Hmm.
of the events in the Middle East, which are rapidly moving in high volatility, and we don't know where they will end up. Uh, so we should be cautious from that angle. But as developers of a project, we can go on working on our projects, and whenever things stabilize, it will be okay.
And before we move on to Green Earth, how do you look to people who say Bitcoin is decoupling? Is that, that narrative, does that chime or
Decoupling from
decoupling from the broader economy, from the stock markets?
no,
Um, no,
that won't
okay,
happen. No.
that's clear, loud
Very
and clear.
clear, very clear. Because it cannot, because unless Bitcoin is owned by aliens who have nothing, unless who have no requirement for food, water, or expenditures and monthly bills, it cannot decouple.
No, no, but I think the argument goes like this because it's sort of the foundation for a new financial system that's being built. There will be a moment when capital moves from the traditional markets into finance 2.0.
Hmm, no.
But
Uh,
no.
the decoupling theory doesn't exist because it cannot, because the people are the same real people. Those who are
Yeah,
in Nasdaq, they're also in Bitcoin, uh, and uh, and when the requirements of capital will come for whatever reasons, this will also get the selling pressure. In
yeah,
fact, the
yeah, and
more, yeah. So, but the beauty of thing is that it, because the finite supply is there, you see, that's a big difference
yeah,
versus fiat currency, where it can just go on printing, and hence inflation and supply excess, and it essentially is diluting itself.
yeah, yeah. Because
New,
some people also say, Bitcoin is now trading more like a risk-off asset, while it used to be more risk-on.
uh, all those narratives, they start last for like a few weeks and then they spoil off. So I would say no, one should just view it as a fundamentally good quality asset instrument, and it's unique and it's fundamentally strong. Uh, and so therefore for sure and it has got a global audience now, and
Hmm.
everybody knows about it. So it's a matter of time that whenever things are more clear and people want more of this, uh, we will see newer highs. And whenever things go bad, selling pressure will come here as well. So I think
So,
the real question is 10K really off? I think that's my only question to myself as well. That is 10K
okay.
gone, or is it still there?
So you're,
And
you're not saying it's off the, it's still a possibility.
because if things global events start going in a different direction
Yeah,
and markets face a lot more pressure, then yes, even here there will be selling pressure, and before you know, we'll be at that 17K again.
yeah, yeah. That
So
is,
but the thing is that people should not panic and use those lows to buy, because the upsides are sure. Like for example, 100K is sure. Now we don't know when it will come.
Mhm. Mhm. Okay, yeah, well, thank you for that. So just stick to the charts and technical analysis. That's the best advice for those
Yeah.
people, or follow people like Shankar or
Yeah,
Vibha's
think long
forum.
term. Think long term. It's because this is here for long term Bitcoin, and so stay with good quality and stay long term.
Yeah, and stay cautious.
Yeah.
So let's dive into Green Earth blockchain token because you shared some awesome stuff with me. Let's
Yeah.
go to the first slide or web
Uh,
page, I should say.
yeah. Let's go to that web page. So let's share updates. So here, we are happy to announce that our Green Earth blockchain is basically at the back end of e-commerce platform. So our strategic partner is Ganga Project in India, and so this is the e-commerce site of that. It's not fully ready to go live. It has been tested in different ways, but there are still some pieces that have to be completed before we make it go live. We'll probably make it go live this week, in the coming week, and I will share a tweet on that once it goes live, and we can start adding users. But as of now, it's not ready for that. There are still we are there at 95% or 97%, but we have some work there. But the site is like this, where we have a wide range of products that are coming from different farmers. If you can scroll down, Nick, you will see
Yes.
that it has a wide range of natural products, uh, and they're all coming from different farms, and different farms, different farming units. And in India, there's a concept of self-help groups called SHG, where often it is the rural women who come together as a group, and then they make products that are sold. Like products can mean pickles, honey, and soaps, and various other natural or even cosmetics, or herbal products. Basically, something that is based on the natural products that are produced in the farms, or natural products that are coming from the forests. Okay, so
Yep.
this is the first view, and what we have on the site is about 50 products, and this will expand to a portfolio of 200 products in the next couple of months, because we have all the 200 products with us and we are loading them one by one. And I want you to click the second link which I shared,
Yes.
which is a sample product
I believe
on the
it's the
site.
honey, right?
Yeah, it's honey, because we often take the example of honey to talk about uh, green earth and how things are. So uh, this is called exotic winter honey, and now, as you know, the honey has different flavors based on which flowers the honeybees have used for that honey. Can you bring the screen up, Nick? Yeah. So so this is there are till is one of the seeds that's very popular in India, and mustard is known to us. And then there are also some other flowers that may have flavors. Now, if you go down
Hmm.
the page, uh, as of now, it's a typical. Just go up again. When you see the first, as you see the page on the top, you will. This is a regular e-commerce honey, nothing different. But it's the difference comes when you go down and you see the word blockchain there. And this is something that no e-commerce site will show you. And now you'll see the first time uh, what is happening behind this product. So we have different entities that are involved in the production of this product. So we have a rural validator. His name is mentioned there, and currently the links are not enabled. And this link will go to his Facebook page once it is
Ah,
enabled.
yep.
So that person, his name is Abhishek, and he is in that village from where this honey is coming, and his role is to ensure the quality of that honey. Okay,
Yes.
and then we have the second entity. So, and what is the 4% there? 4% is the amount he will get from the sale of that product. Now go back again up. Just go back again to the top,
Yep.
to the page top. See on the side, on the below, you've seen the word MRP there, the
Yep.
price. It's written rupees 849. That's a symbol of rupee, and the price is
Yep.
849. Okay, and this is a 300-gram honey. Now, and just see this. There's a green earth rating. Do you see that
Oh yeah. Yeah.
near the
Yeah.
shipping date? Now
Yes.
that is where we start. So in the beginning, it looked like any e-commerce page, but once you start looking at finer points, this is far above a regular e-commerce page here. That green earth rating score is coming out of a net of 10, and this is a 8.5, which means it's among the top highest quality products, because very few products can cross 9 with the way the scores are. So at 8.5, it is extremely high quality product, and many products would not, regular products, for example, the way we have various factors inside, a typical e-commerce product, food product, will not cross 3 or 4
Yep.
on the
Makes sense.
regular food trade. So now when we go back again down, you
Yes.
will see the, so the 849, okay, the 849 was the price. Now we are showing the breakup of that price for each entity involved in the chain. Nobody shows you that kind of breakdown anywhere. Have you seen when you
Mhm.
buy something, suppose you're buying honey for X euros, will they show you how much each person involved in that entire chain is getting? No, never.
No.
And this is where it becomes different now. And not only we are showing, this entire thing will be logged on the blockchain, blockchain. So when you will buy that honey, your transaction will have a unique transaction number, and with that transaction, each of these entities will also be shown that they were involved in this and they got their respective shares of greener tokens. But first, these percentages here are from the 849 that you would be paying as a customer. So 4% will go for the validator,
Hmm.
52% is for the farm. The farm means, or the entity which is producing this honey.
Yes.
Okay, so they are getting 52%. So they know openly now that that's what they're getting. And then there's a marketing unit involved here, which is packaging the product,
Hmm.
and they get 10%. And
Hmm.
there's a project unit there, which is involved in the overall setup of running this or administration of this farm,
Yep.
and the farms in that area. So that's getting a 10%. And Ganga project is transparently showing its margin of 20. and
Yep.
and the remaining will, if there's a small amount, it is meant for a community. I think that there's one more, because it's not a total of 100 yet, and therefore there's one. That's why I said that the site needs one update further, because there's one, as of now this is at 96%. There's a
Mhm.
4% more that will be coming in one more entity here, which is not coming on the screen. Okay,
Yep.
and that is how the entire 100% will be distributed. uh, I think that there's also an element for the, uh, yeah, I have to check who. There's one entity which is for the remaining 4%, then the 100% will be complete. But
Ah,
as you can already see, that for the first time, on an e-commerce product page, you are seeing who are the various entities involved, and each of these entities will be clickable. So you can actually click
yeah.
and go and see who that farm is. And see, for example, it is written when you go on the FPO or farm, that this is a cluster of 200 acres of 6 farmers in this village.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
and when you click on them, you can actually go to that page of that farmers.
Yeah. So it will be fully transparent on all
Yeah,
levels.
so you can see from which farms that area of 200 acres is there in that farm, and there are 6 farmers working together to produce this honey. And so you can see them,
Yep.
and their page is there, and you can see the page of the marketing unit, which is processing this and packaging, and then the project unit. And Ganga project, obviously we are on the site itself. So for the first time, who are the different entities involved in the production of this, and how much they are all earning, percentages. Nobody shows this.
Yeah. So it's fully verifiable. You can
Yeah,
basically validate it
yeah,
yourself.
and we will also be posting uh, each transaction. So, for example, if you will buy this honey, that transaction and its breakup and details will be posted on the blockchain.
Nice. Nice. So it will be 100% transparent.
Yes. And uh, uh, so far in this, it is we haven't come to the GEBT token distribution, and now these percentages are the distribution of the amount that the customer pays. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, uh, as this transaction is completed, and once the product is shipped and delivered to the customer, and the customer says accepted, received, so this transaction will be marked as complete in the Ganga Project e-commerce portal. Okay. And the moment
Yeah.
it is marked as complete, means delivered, at that point there will be a notification of the entire transaction details to Green Earth system from here. And Green Earth system, when it receives this notification that okay, Nick has bought this honey bottle as a customer from of this honey, then we have the customer details which vary from buyer to buyer, and the entire chain which is constant on this particular product. All the entities involved in that, including the customer, will receive small amounts of GBT tokens in a pre-decided ratio for that particular product. So for example, uh, that's where the Green Earth score comes. So for example, the Green Earth rating is 8.5 on this product, so this will get a higher amount of GBT tokens.
That makes sense. And the key to sort of distribute these along these different entities stays the same, or does
Say
it
again.
differ? So sort of because you got the rating, which sort of makes what you it sort of gives people the amount of GBT, if I understand it correctly. But is the key to sort of these different groups involved in the chain? Does that stay the same? The sort of distribution key?
You mean the no, that changes product by product.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. For example, the percentages that you're seeing here will change. The only thing that will remain static is the 20% of Ganga project.
Yeah. And that sort of depends on their level of quality and service, etc.
Yes, sometimes a chain may have five participants, and there are some products which have almost 10 participants in the chain,
Yeah.
or seven participants is common, five, six, seven. So therefore, the percentages that will go to different people in the chain will be different. And uh, and yes, and then based on this, they will also get the GBT tokens as
Yes.
reward. So everybody who's here in the blockchain, they are the participants of the blockchain, and they will all get a reward for their participation in GBT tokens, a small amount. Uh, the one suppose in this case there are five entities, and then there's a customer, the buyer. So he's also part of the chain because he's the end point, the receiving point. So he also gets a small amount of GBT tokens. So
Oh,
everyone gets uh, everyone gets GBT tokens for that. Oh yes, the the point I wanted to also add was that there's a 4% in this case, for example. Now it's clear. Yeah, the 4% which is pending here, that is a payment to from Green Earth to GB Green Earth, sorry, from Ganga project to Green Earth. That is the see the total is 96%, right? On
hmm.
this, the remaining 4% would be the payment to Green Earth for enabling the entire product on the blockchain. So there's an income that Green Earth will be receiving from Ganga, our partner, for making the Green Earth chain available to them. And that is
And then
so that's how the Green Earth system will have an income.
and eventually you can buy these products using only the GBT token, right?
See, as of now, uh, that will depend on the country and
Yeah.
the state of the crypto economy. For example, currently in India, crypto cannot be used in lieu of fiat. Okay, so we cannot do that in India currently. So therefore, these payments have to be in local currency, which is rupees.
Yeah.
But suppose in say 5 years from now, suppose the rules are different, and one can make a payment in crypto, or in some, suppose we are in another country, let us say we are in, let us say, UK or US or Canada, which has adopted crypto, and they say that you can pay in crypto as well. So there we can enable the payments directly in GBT as well.
But it's very interesting that so the customer also receives GBT.
Yes,
for buying
because
the product.
customer is the end point of this chain in our
Yeah.
entire transaction. So the customer receives a product obviously for the payment, but he also receives a small amount of GBT for his role in the end, because he has enabled this chain to work at the end point.
Yeah. So you incentivize people to
Yes,
use GBT and to buy these products using this system.
yes. So the entire chain will have small amounts of GBT that will come to them for each transaction, and it's fractions of GBT. It is so when over a period of time, those who are regular users, for example, the farmers, for example, farmer is at 52% on that particular product. Farmers may often be in that ratio. So they will get more GBT tokens for the authenticity that they are providing. And over a period of time, they may have sufficient quantity of GBT that will accumulate with them and with everybody else who's involved, including customers.
Wow, it's very ingenious, and I love it. And yeah, like you said, it's 100% transparent. I mean,
Yes.
it's. I also like the layout of the website, by the way. It's very intuitive.
Yeah. So we have multiple things coming up, but I wanted to show you one because honey is one of our main products which also sells well. So, but often people would ask, the main thing to understand is that in no e-commerce site you will get this breakdown, and there's also a reason why many sites cannot give this breakdown, because they don't have the transparency at the back like this. Supposing, for example, you were manufacturing this honey by additions and other products, you cannot show this transparency because you cannot say that this honey is coming from this farm, because it's actually coming from a factory.
Yeah, and I think the last time you were on, you mentioned that this bull run will be also centered around utility, right? And I think the nice thing about GEBT and what you're demonstrating here is how well blockchain can be used in this way.
Yeah, and like for example, this is currently for India, but imagine a, a future scenario where this is also for countries in Europe.
Yeah,
Okay, so we will come there as well. Come here, both of us are here. So yeah, so then in that case, we may have between Europe the products can move easily once inside the EU. So we may have a center somewhere in, let us say, Spain or France or somewhere, and then it can deliver to everywhere. But the thing is, as long as we have tracking of the authenticity, it can be done. So this is an important point where I can take the next point. Just go back. Okay, that's, remember I said that there are some pieces which are to be done. That's the photos. They just go down.
yeah.
Those faces are the default photos. Actually, those will be product photos. For example, the testimonials are real. Just if you read the testimonial, that's a real one,
Mhm.
which is authentic honey. For the first time, we could find authentic forest honey. It is uplifting to see the work and communities involved. That's a real testimonial. But
Mhm.
we will be adding the product pages here, product images.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
this
yeah,
is just the dummy, but those are the few checks here and there. There are dozens of testimonials which will come on the site, and uh, the main thing I think is the involvement of the blockchain in the product, where you can see who are the people who are producing this product. And if you can go back to the blockchain again, I want to show something, one
yeah.
more important message.
Of course, it's up.
Uh, yeah, see for example this one. So uh, as we talked in the previous videos, the validator is the equivalent to a node in blockchain
Yeah,
for us. Okay, so it's the validator's responsibility to ensure that whatever is coming out from his area, the products uh, which are marked for his validation, they are authentic and correct. And
yeah,
so the validator has a responsibility to ensure authenticity, which in other words, in blockchain terms, the node is responsible for ensuring compliance with the integrity of the system.
yep.
Okay,
And those
and
nodes will
so
also be checked.
yes, and those nodes will also be checked.
Yeah,
So for example, so we have a validator here. Okay, if you go back to the blockchain, right? So this the and the product is coming from that, let's say, that particular farm. Okay, now
mhm.
uh, we will order that product sometimes randomly. and we will also send that to a lab for checks.
Mhm.
Okay. Now, if the lab report confirms that it is matching what it should be, then we are all good, because that's how the periodic checks will be, random checks. But if the lab report says that this is actually not matching our specifications, and that there is a not a there's a lack of authenticity of some level, then suddenly it means that the validator has a problem, and that is when the validator's role will be at risk and he will be replaced.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah,
So so the so the so the validator is a key part, uh, and his role is to uh, see, for example, he's getting 4% on this product on every transaction. And there will be multiple products going out from the farm. Suppose there are 5 products from that farm, he's getting a 4% or 3%, whatever, on all of those products. So he has a small income that is coming to him on a regular basis, in addition to the and the GBT tokens are separate. This is just the income in fiat, the 4%. And
yeah.
that's
So he will be incentivized, or
so
she,
he
to do a good
everybody is
job.
incentivized to remain authentic and
Yeah,
transparent. And it is so, for example, because he's incentivized on each transaction, it is also in his own favor. Like, for example, the node is also incentivized with tokens, right?
yeah,
So
yeah,
similarly, here also he is incentivized with tokens plus fiat combo.
yeah. Yeah,
And
so everybody is incentivized to make GEBT a success. It's like a
yes, so the entire chain is
beehive.
entire chain receives, except the buyer. The buyer receives the product plus crypto GBT, and everybody else receives fiat plus GBT.
Wow. Yeah, it's
Uh,
really amazing, Shankar.
mhm.
Congratulations. And
And yeah, so this will be going live, and 200 products will be going live. And uh, if you go back to the blockchain, there's one more important point to
yeah,
highlight there.
1 second, I have to
That
reopen it.
Yeah, the product page.
Yep, I got it open.
Yeah. See, the the what was the main goal for setting up Green Earth was to have a blockchain system, blockchain based or blockchain enabled system that will ensure authenticity of the food products and natural products that we use, because we saw uh, a significant corruption in the food products and natural products. And, like, for example, whether it is honey or any product, honey also, there's a lot of variations in honey with sugar addition. It is not fully authentic. Uh, and when you see a typical e-commerce product, the customer has no other way but to trust that they are saying that this honey is coming from this farm or this forest. They cannot go and see, they
Yeah,
cannot check as well. But here, the uh, customer can see from which specific farm, as in they can actually see the farm from where it is coming. And they also have the comfort that there is a person uniquely dedicated to ensure quality of that product, and that is the validator, and his name is also there. His Facebook page is also there, or his website, Facebook page, connection, everything is there. And that validator himself will be posting updates about the products and how he's ensuring quality or transparency in the whole system by his periodic visits to the farm, posting videos from there that, see, honey is being collected here today, and this honey will now be available to our customers. So the validator is actively participating in ensuring and transmitting the information about the authenticity of the system.
yeah.
And
So the customer could also directly
yeah,
contact any of these.
yeah, the customer,
Yeah,
exactly, for the first
yeah,
time, the customer can contact each of the entities, because all of their websites and Facebook profiles or
yeah.
whatever profiles are all available by clicking. And you can actually contact that person and ask your question. And so the moment each of these entities know that they can be contacted directly by customers,
Plus, all the
they
information is transparent, so they
yeah, so
cannot
they
deny.
have
Yeah,
and they are well aware that they are all producing authentic products. Otherwise they cannot put their name openly like this.
yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah,
So, and
it's
that is
ingenious.
the big difference between. What we are saying is that somebody who is not producing the products with 100% authenticity, they cannot deliver or offer a blockchain transparently like this, because there's somewhere there will be a black box that they cannot show,
Yeah.
because uh, that is not naturally produced, or if there's an artificial addition somewhere, which will typically be in a plant or a factory, it will never be in a farm. So they cannot
And
transparently show that.
I think it was in one of our first videos, or that you also mentioned this sort of very creative use of NFTs in this process, right? Because basically, to prove the authenticity of these products, they are actually NFTs, right?
Yeah, NFTs was, I'll tell you where we talked about that. That was in the that was in the usage as for the carbon trading. Okay, in
Yeah,
that the NFTs come in the picture. That's how just uh, uh, replay that part where, see, each of these farms, they have trees. Okay, for example, these 200 acres of just producing honey, they may have around they may have about 400 trees or 500 trees easily.
yeah,
Okay, but those 500 trees would be insufficient for the larger unit size in which the carbon trading market works, because there they can, by themselves, they are too small. However, if uh, Green Earth aggregates many such farmers into, let's say, thousands of trees, 100,000, 200,000, 500,000 trees, then that's a very viable unit to offer for the carbon trading market whenever we get there. And the use of NFTs is this, that each of these farmers, suppose this farm is there that is producing the honey, they have suppose 200 trees. Those 200 trees can be recorded and logged as an NFT, which is visible to everybody that this is a unit here of 200 trees,
yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
And that's a beautiful use case of NFTs, right?
Hmm.
Because many people are also disparaging on the use of NFTs. That's basically,
Yes, because
yeah,
earlier what we saw was like almost like tickets or stamps, NFTs being used for or
yeah,
art. We are seeing them as a usage where they can be used more for locking certain physical assets and properties, and then displayed. So, for example, the farm of this farm with say 500 trees is an NFT of 500 trees, and tomorrow if the market is liquid, uh, that can be traded at a smaller quantity. As of now, it's an illiquid market, the
yeah,
carbon trading market, and it's at a larger volume as well. Uh, so the unit sizes are very large, and so individually these farmers could not do any of the participation in that model. But if we are aggregating hundreds of thousands of trees across all the farmers in our network, then we have a viable income source through the sale of carbon credits, which that's an income stream that they don't have today, but they can get by participating in that model.
yeah, yeah. Because Greener blockchain token also sort of gives these farmers as a group the power to sort of compete with multinationals, right? Because
Yes,
of this, yeah,
exactly. The the big problem was a lack of visibility for these farmers, because they are
yeah,
producing authentic products. Okay, and because they're producing authentic products that are not compromised or corrupted, these products are at a slightly higher cost compared to the market products, which are
yeah,
often tampered. So
yeah,
so they often go back, and they are not visible. They don't have marketing as well. So they're so there's no platform for them that can say that these are the authentic people. And even if they say we are authentic, how can somebody believe that they're authentic? So here is a platform, the Ganga project, which is not only saying there's we are only having authentic products after verification, and we are also proving transparently using blockchain that they are authentic. So
yeah,
they have a they have a voice basically now through Ganga Project, and all the customers who come to Ganga Project, and when they buy from here, they are actually supporting the authentic producers of food and authentic producers of natural products, because these are producing authentic and genuine products, but their prices are, because they are genuine, they are sometimes higher, not always, but
Yeah.
sometimes higher. And that's what we also want to tell people, that the price of a genuine product of this category is here visible to you. It's not what you're seeing on, let's say, a popular e-commerce site.
Yeah, plus by taking out the overhead cost, the middleman, the price actually comes down to,
Yes, in this case,
yeah,
for example, there is no I mean, we have kept 20% for Ganga Project to operate itself. um, and I think that the payment to Green Earth will be from within the Ganga Project's margin. So that's, so there is, so we still have a 4% entity missing in this chain. So to correct myself, so yeah, so but the chain is there, and that's the difference, where people can see, and as you can see, uh, the structure is going to be very flat, and there is
mhm.
no, there are no, the products get delivered right from the farm as the orders come, and there is no large supply chain with lot of warehousing and inventory management costs, and also there are no middle layers. Basically, there is no layer which is hidden. That's the point.
Yeah, yeah, it's more horizontal and less vertical,
Yeah,
and
and
way more
also,
transparent.
and transparency is important. So
Yeah.
whatever is going to anybody, and people can ask that what is that 10% project unit, what are they doing, who are those people and what is their contribution, and then they can click there, and they will say that we are these people who are getting this 10%, and this is what is our role in this particular product.
Yeah, I love it, Shankar. I think it's ingenious, and I can't wait to see it grow in adoption. And what can you say about the prospects looking forward?
I think we believe that as the uh, word spreads out, uh, the scope within India is huge, because the population of India is also very large. And the very fact that we are having this platform called Ganga Project to reach out to uh, and support the rural community in a big way, that also is a big message. In fact, that's the primary driver of doing this work, is to give a voice and a platform to all the authentic producers of food and natural products in the rural areas, because they often cannot compete with the marketing muscle of large companies, large brands. They don't have ad budget, so they have no voice basically, and this platform, Ganga Project, gives them that. And so their stories and their work will be visible here, and through our validators, we are ensuring that only the authentic participants are coming.
So the products get better, the prices go down, less
Prices will go
overhead,
down as
more
well, yeah, because
transparency. Yeah.
yeah, because for example, if a farmer or a group of farmers are getting regular orders now, then their overheads will reduce on a per kg or per product basis, so that will also reduce the prices for them.
Yeah, and then one of the things that you said in one of our earlier clips that we did videos, that also people get rewarded for the distance, right? So if it's closer to the customer,
Yeah, yeah,
you also get
yes,
rewarded for that.
yeah, in fact, correct, that we saw the Green Earth score of 8.5. That was for the, that was just for the product, but there will also be a component which comes in once the shipping location is known. So those who are closer, there'll be a higher incentive for that local shipping.
And it's
But
all built on Algorand.
the blockchain part is on Algorand. Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
yes.
just for the people who don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
So there's stuff being built on Algorand.
Yeah, Algorand, because Algorand has that was very clear, because this is, as you can see, it's a proper e-commerce model on the ground. And once we start getting users, customers, there will be a lot of transactions that will take place, and Algorand offers the lowest transaction costs and highest speeds compared to any blockchain, and that is very favorable for a e-commerce site like Ganga Project, which is our our entity on the ground, partner on the ground in India for Green Earth.
So the future looks bright. It looks green. Is there anything that you want to say that we might have missed that you want to highlight?
Yeah, that I wanted to take a couple of minutes to say that different people can participate in Green Earth project and Ganga project. Now, Ganga is an e-commerce project, as we have shown here. It's a physical project on the ground, but there are people worldwide, let's say in Europe or US, they can participate in the growth of Green Earth project, and Green Earth includes Ganga as our on-the-ground entity by actively supporting or even adopting some of these farmers or villages or groups, and then being the ambassador or messenger for their work in different new areas, because these products can ship worldwide, and not only just worldwide, they can also be visible to people in different locations for the work they are doing. And so people can join us to share these messages with others, and that will be one active way in which they can work. People who are within India and who want to join as validators, they can apply on gangaproject.org. We have that. We talked about that in our previous call. So gangaproject.org. That's a site where one can go and join for joining Ganga project. And anyone who is interested, based location worldwide, to participate in this can just contact us on greenearth.ai, which is our main website. On our contact page, you can just fill the form and tell about how you want to participate or if you are interested, and we will get back to you uh, with whatever ways you can participate based on your location and background.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you, Shankar, for yeah this update. It looks really good, and yeah, I would love to become a customer also of GEBT. It looks really good.
Yeah, thanks very much, Nick. And so I was happy to share this update with you. And we'll also share a tweet once it's formally live for users to come on board and sign in. Currently, those internal admin panels are getting tested and completed. They're almost complete. As you can see, there are brief pieces here and there, like the testimonial images and a couple of things here and there. They all need final corrections and completion. So we'll probably complete it this week, and it goes live then. And from there, it is users deciding how it goes.
Yeah, some fine tuning and polishing, and
Yeah,
then it's ready to go. And of course, you'll be here in about a month's time for a new update, right?
yeah. We can come in about 4 weeks from now and even share how the initial feedbacks of users have been, because we'll get feedback from
Wow,
users as well.
it's going to be really exciting.
Yeah, so this is, so in other words, this is a project which is we always call it a hybrid, because it is blockchain plus physical chain. From the very, even our white paper describes this as a hybrid model where the transparency is showcased and tracked through the blockchain, but the physical products get exchanged, created and exchanged on the ground. So
But that's what you want, right? I
yeah,
mean, that's
that's
what people
exactly,
always say,
because that's
like,
what,
use case.
and
Yeah,
that is the use case of blockchain, where everybody, including you sitting here in Europe or somebody in US, Canada, can see what happened, and you can see each product. You can go in every transaction and see what happened in that product, who all were the buyers, who were the chain components in the chain, who got how many GBT. You can see all that.
yeah. I think this is gonna be huge. Right? Not
Hmm.
financial advice, but I'm very excited about it, and I also don't see any competition out there, right? So
No.
that's also nice.
Hmm. There's nothing.
So Shankar, I can't wait to have you back on the show in about 4 weeks' time, and I wish you a lot of success over the coming weeks, of course, and congratulations on everything you're achieving with your team.
Thank you very much, Nick, and we really appreciate your good wishes and feedback. and we'll be in touch on Twitter.
Yes. And to everybody watching, thank you for watching, and see you next time.